Going live. I'm live. There we go. Hello. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you suggested in mass, and I saw that Yami Mash played it and he said it was really good. No, he said it was really, really good. So I can't wait to see what is up. Is that it? I don't remember. I got close. Hello, how are you doing? It's another Super Maya Super Secret stream. I think that's what I've named this, the SMSSS Super Maya Super Secret stream. Yep, that's right. Yep. Yes, sirree. That is the name of this. We're gonna go for about another hour as per normal. I want to try to do these on Mondays just because, I don't know. By the way, hello, NA. I don't know if you're still here. You said that a while ago, I think. I don't know if I can check that. I don't know. Oh, I can look at your channel activity. Oh, I can see all your secrets. Let's see here. Sometimes wides are, oh, wow. Oh, it does it per stream. Wow. Interesting. Cool. Anyway, tell me how you guys are. If no one, I'll tell you how the way these streams work, since this is only the second one that I've technically I've done 3, but this is officially the second one. The way these streams work is I show up for the people that want to show up. Sorry, Swanky Box reacted to my video. I didn't know. Why did I get a reaction to that? I mean, why did I get a notification for that? The way these work is the people that want to show up and talk, I talk with you guys, and then for like an hour, and then I leave. Normally someone shows up. Each time that I've done it, someone showed up and then we've talked. But if no one shows up, I just hang out till someone shows up. I am here for you guys, not for myself. We'll have fun, but So nothing too special, but I'll wait till people show up, or I'll wait till there's someone to talk to, just so I'm not talking to the void. Man, if no one shows up, I have things to talk about. So I'll probably just reach a point where I'll just start talking, because I'm sure there's some people who might want to watch afterwards, and then just like, they can listen to me ramble about my YouTube OBS and DaVinci stuff. You're back. Hello, not try hard. Is that always been your name? I thought your name was just, oh no, you're part of the Discord. I know you're just not a tryhard in the Discord. Yeah. Hello, glad you're back. How are you doing? Oh, I've lowered the latency as well. Someone mentioned, and I swear I'll get better at this and get better at remembering who said what and when. But somebody mentioned before in the last stream that the latency was not very good. So I've turned it down, or I made it better. The latency should be less now so that I can react in more real time with you guys. So there should be less in between. You got it. You got what I'm saying. Doing well? Very good. I'm doing well too. I'm doing all right. I've been better. I've been worse. Can't complain. I have some things to talk about relating to my audio. I'll save it. I'll save it for a little bit because we only have an hour, and I don't want to not have anything to talk about for the whole time. But I've been doing good. How's the Not a Try Hard? Are you watching the Poppy Playtime videos? How do you like those? You watch them? You don't have time? Fair enough if you're not, because everyone's playing the Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. By the way, let's talk about that too. I want to talk about. I have a few things I want to talk about. I have things to talk about. I always have things to talk about. Just the nature of me, I suppose. I'll start with, let me start with the audio stuff, because I don't want to spoil Poppy Playtime stuff if you guys haven't seen it yet. I guess. I'll talk about that later, but I'll talk about it in a non-spoiler way. Let me just start with the audio stuff. So I started putting, as of like a couple days ago, I started putting something called a multi-band compressor on my master bus. I don't know if you guys are aware of like DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro or like editing softwares, or even just like DAWs, like DAWs, so like digital audio workstations. Essentially how it's set up is, I'll just explain it. in layman's terms. Essentially how it's set up is there are different tracks, right? And so like each audio track will get get its own thing. And so you can normally how I do it, you can do it several different ways, but how I do it is I put I'll assign track 1, for example, as my vocal track, and that'll just be my vocal, not vocals, but my spoken word in like a game, and then I'll apply all of my effects to that, like compression, EQ, de-esser, onto that track. And then once there's something called a master bus, where what ends up happening is all of the different tracks, let's say you have like 3 tracks. Let's say you have the first track is you speaking, the second track is the game volume, and the third track is maybe like sound effects, right, that you put in the video at different places. The master bus is a culmination of all those tracks. So it'll take all 3 and it'll like kind of connect them together, and then it'll be a single track for all of them combined. That's called the master bus. The reason, I don't know exactly the reason it does it, but like whenever you watch a YouTube video, it only has, I would imagine like 99% of the time, it only has 1 track actually like embedded in the video. And that is for probably data purposes. It just takes more data to have like more tracks embedded in it. Anyway, I started putting something called a multi-band compressor on the master bus. And before that, I've tried putting compressors on the master bus before, and you only want to compress like, not too much. Maybe like 4 dB is what I do. But a friend of mine, Alien, it's another YouTuber, she used a master bus, or she used a multi-band compressor on her voice, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea, let me try that. And it works great. All of that to say, I rambled a bit there, all of that to say, a multi-band compressor on the master bus, but right before the final limiter, which just, that final limiter just increases the volume a little bit. What that ends up doing is it just sort of, it tightens down the dynamics a little bit, so that on like a mobile device, it's a lot, what's the best way to describe it? I don't want to say it's easier to listen to, but it's just a better experience is the best way to put it. All right, sorry, I'm getting to your comment now. I've only watched your playthroughs and Corey's. Wow, thank you very much. Corey Kinchin, did he play Poppy Playtime? I didn't know. Has he been back for a while? Oh, he did play it. Very good. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to watch other YouTubers these days. I really only watch Markiplier, and that's even sometimes. If I'm being honest, I just listen to Distractable and Vinny Vinesauce. I love Vinny Vinesauce's stuff. I don't know why, but he's very good, very entertaining. That's really all I have the time for these days. But thank you for watching my playthrough. That means a lot to me. I put a lot of effort. I mean, I just talked about this, the multi-band compressor. A lot of people might not, go about spending a lot of time doing that, right? It takes a lot of time to go in with a multi-band compressor and like figure out exactly how things work and to make it not sound bad. And I do that because I don't want to waste you guys' time. I want it to be a good experience. I don't want to take advantage. Anyone who spends time watching my videos, I want them to be a good experience. And I know it might seem like, oh, well, like if you watch a video of mine, it's like, oh, well, he didn't edit a lot of this. It's a lot of it actually is just like unedited. Understand that I'd say like, I don't know, 80% of the effort of a video actually goes into the video before I even like do the the zoom or edit type stuff where there's like hyper editing and that sort of thing. And a lot of that goes into audio, if I'm being honest, because I really want you to be able to hear everything. I think that is a really underrated thing that a lot of people don't talk about or think about. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought on where I was originally going with this, but that's to be expected. Well, let me know if you have any other questions or want to talk about other things. I'll talk about Poppy Playtime, but I'll give it a few minutes because I've been talking. I want to see if you guys have anything to say. Or if not, a try it. If you're still here, if you have if any questions in particular. This stream just might be for you, not a tryhard, and that is a-okay with me. This is a special stream. I mean, I plan on doing this every week, so I imagine we'll get, more people in here as time progresses. Speaking of which, I was looking at this earlier. Let me pull it up. I'm not gonna pull it up for you guys because I don't wanna dox myself or anything. But let's see here. I was looking at YouTube gives me analytics for like when my viewers, quote unquote, are on YouTube. I don't know exactly what like the distribution of that is and like how YouTube calculates that. But two interesting things I found. Surprisingly, a lot of my viewers are online like earlier in the day than I would think they'd be. Like it says that like on Monday, for example, a lot of viewers are online at like 1 p.m., which I wouldn't think that would be the case because like school, work, that sort of thing. It's like, I mean, if that's the time it is, then that's when it is. But I don't know. It might just not I'll have enough data, but I will say as well, I get, it says here 52% of the people that watch my videos watch it on a phone. And remember, I was talking earlier about that multi-band compressor that makes it sound a lot better on phone devices, mobile phones. So that's just, a good thing for 50% of my viewers, which is why you should pay attention to these analytics. So, all right, I'm reading comment. I can't remember much about the 4th chapter of TBH because it was pretty slow chapter. Absolutely. That is a really astute observation. It was one I had too. Gosh, it was just, it was so slow. Like 50%, I don't know how much actually, I'm just exaggerating, but like 50% of the chapter was just VHS tapes, and it was in like dialogue and reading, and it was just not fun and kind of annoying. I don't know. I didn't like it. It was very forgettable, which is like the worst part. It's like it had its own, it had like bugs and stuff, but that was to be expected. Like there's a couple times where I got soft locked, and like that's just how the cookie crumbles with these sorts of games, and with launches in general. But it was just so forgettable, and that feels bad because chapter 1, amazing chase sequence of Huggy Wuggy. That's what kicked off the whole series. Was that was a really well-known chase. It was a short chapter, but it was really good. Chapter 2, great second step, amazing second step. I love chapter 2. Mommy Longlegs was a good villain. I think they made good use of space. They expanded it a lot more. Just very good. Chapter 3, fantastic third step. A lot of people ran into problems with chapter 3. I had virtually no problems. Catnap was hyped up to be the main villain, and he was an incredibly, I don't want to say an incredible villain, but he was just an effective villain because all the marketing and everything was like, oh, Catnap's the villain. This is the guy. And it worked, and I liked it, and he was the villain. And then the prototype showed up right at the end. But even then, the prototype just showed up like right at the end to like stick his little grubby paws in there and be like, there's game 2. But like, you didn't fight him or anything. And then chapter 4 was just trash. Chapter 4, first of all, the first thing that they showed off was like the nightmare critters, but like first of all, nobody liked the nightmare critters because whose idea was it to be like, yeah, the smiling critters in the last chapter, yeah, that was them. Now, what about the nightmare critters? Oh, it's the same thing, but they're scarier. Yeah, that's a good next step. It's not. I'm being sarcastic. And then they're like, no, guys, it's actually the eyeball computer guy. Or television guy. That's the guy. Oh no, he's the main villain. And then they dropped the trailer with like Dough Man or whatever, Doughy. And it's like, why is there a trailer with this guy? And it's like, it's just confusing. And I think they were confused too. The nightmare critters never even show up. They do show up, but like they're not relevant really. It could have been, you can take them out and replace them with anything else. and you still accomplish the same things. The computer television guy, he really was just kind of annoying. Like the few times that there were the traps where you got like, he got you and there was a trap or whatever, and you're like, oh no, he got you. That was cool, but it only happened like, I think 3 times, and 2 of those times happened like one right after the other, which I think is dumb, because it's like, why, like, that's clearly what like his trait was. So why wasn't like the whole chapter based around like you feeling like you are always having to look behind your back or like check everything you do? Like, that's what it should have been. You should have been paranoid the whole chapter that anything that you were ever doing was actually a trap. But no, it didn't do that. And then, plot twist, I'm gonna spoilers here. So turn back now. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Okay, spoilers, you fight like Dough Man at the end, Doughboy. And it's just like, that doesn't, like, why? Why are we fighting him? It just was sloppy. It was just sloppy. Not to mention the fact that it was just paced horribly. Too many VHSs, too many dialogues, too many readings. But I already said that. That's my thoughts on the chapter. Oh, and then super spoilers here, super spoilers. I'm going to wait like 20 seconds here because this is super spoilers for the chapter and I really don't want people to be spoiled. So wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Got like 10 seconds left. Hey, how you doing? Spoilers. Okay. Huggy Wuggy shows up at the end for like just a second, which is like, that's cool. I do like that. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't feel earned at all. It feels good, but it doesn't feel earned, and that's a problem. Also, Ollie is the prototype. Who would have guessed? Oh my gosh, the guy that showed up in chapter 3 when like the prototypes, the whole, like a whole underlying part of chapter 3 was like this I don't know, this essence of the prototype's influence over everything. Like that was this underlying theme of all of chapter 3. And it was just like, and then Ollie shows up. We never see the guy. He's random. Why is he here? And it's like, oh my gosh, Ollie's the prototype. Who would have guessed? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I'm just harping on him. I mean, actually, no, that's actually not true. These are valid criticisms that they need to take to heart. But I am over exaggerating a little bit just for, I don't know, just because I'm having fun with it. I mean, they really should have delayed it or something. Like in like, I don't know, 10 years or something, if there's ever like a Poppy Playtime, of course there will be a compilation of like chapter 1 through 5, like all in one game. If that ever happens, they need to redo some of chapter 4 because it's just got some problems and they could make it better. Poppy Playtime now doesn't really feel unique in a weird way. It just feels like every mascot horror game is trying to not end, kind of like Garten Banban. Yeah, I mean that too, 100%. I think Poppy Playtime has lost the plot a little bit. It used to be this thing that, I don't know, it was unique. It had things about it that was unique. One of those things was the grab pack and the puzzles that the grab pack, and that you did with the grab pack. And in chapter 3 had a lot of those puzzles, and it was actually really good. It was still, like, it still had the essence of the original game of like, oh, there are puzzles based off of the grab pack. You know, what's funny, I just realized this now that you've said it. The green hand, which was like a really important tool for puzzles in chapter 3, we didn't even have that one in chapter 4. We didn't even have it. If Poppy Play, I'm a little upset at the developers because I do feel like the story should end at chapter 5. Like, I don't know if they've confirmed if chapter 5 is the last chapter or not, but it feels like it's going to be. And so it's like, if they do a Garten Banban thing where it's like, no, secretly there's a 6th chapter, if it's not well done, then it's a bad move because the game, the really should end at chapter 6. I talked about this a little bit, or chapter 5, I mean, not chapter 6. I talked about this a little bit in my final video at the very end, where I was like, I do like the idea that Huggy Wuggy is the penultimate villain of chapter 5, the final chapter, because we started with Huggy Wuggy and he really didn't do much. He showed up at the at the beginning and he chased us, and that was cool, but I don't think he showed up anywhere else. He might have had an appearance in chapter 2 as an Easter egg. I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think after he falls down in chapter 1, that's the last you see of him. But I like the idea that he comes back in chapter 5. Penultimate villain. You have to fight him in some way. The second to last villain you fight is Huggy Wuggy. You defeat him, and then you go on to the final fight. That is the prototype that we've all, we've been building to. I do like that from like a narrative standpoint. So I don't hate it, but it doesn't feel earned, and so I really hope they get that. In chapter 3, kind of when he comes out, oh, he does come out of the tube. You're right. I completely forgot about that in chapter 3. But, as you say, it's kind of, because that is induced by gas. That's the poisonous gas. He doesn't actually come out of the TV. We're just hallucinating. So it's not actually him, but he does show up in some form. But like, he's supposed to be. Oh, another thing about that, I talked about this too. A lot of people, I remember after like chapter 2 came out and was done, people were like, oh yeah, Huggy Wuggy's dead. And I was like, no. I never thought he was dead. I got to a point where I did kind of accept that the general consensus was that he was dead, but it really didn't feel like he died. Like, why would he not be able to survive that fall? I mean, I can understand the argument that like he wouldn't survive the fall, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Very anticlimactic for him to die like that when he's the face of everything. So yeah, not really surprising to me that he came back, but I did forget about it, to be fair. Oh, the videos for the last couple weeks have been really difficult for me, by the way, because it's just, I've been doing so many series, and they take so much effort. They're like an hour long at least, and it's just a problem. It's just so much. I cannot wait to do some shorter videos, like maybe around 30 minutes long or something, because it is going to be so much easier for me to do that. I'm gonna have to, I think. I'm still trying to upload. I don't know if I've talked about this. I definitely have, because I talk about a lot of things and forget. But I've been trying to do a schedule of I upload every weekday, and then I take the weekends. I don't want to say I take the weekends off, because I don't. I just don't upload on the weekends, because sometimes I have to record and stuff during the weekend. In fact, often. I am always doing something for videos, even if videos aren't coming out. Oh man. Why does YouTube, I don't know. For some reason, YouTube says that YouTube is looking into the future and telling me that this stream is an hour and 4 minutes long and 2 seconds, which that doesn't make any sense, obviously. That obviously does not make any sense. Oh. Oh. Lo-Fi Girl, thank you for letting me use your music. It's funny, she's not actually letting me use her music. She takes my money if I do. Joke's on her though, because I have monetization off on the streams, so can't get my money if it doesn't exist. Well, let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna look at my analytics while I wait. Or just want to talk. That's why I'm here. SMSSS. That's very funny to me. A super secret stream. I gotta finish today's Distractable. I haven't had time to finish today's Distractable, mostly because my headphones broke. So I ordered some new ones and they're coming in tomorrow. They say they're coming in tomorrow, but I haven't like been able to have headphones in while walking around doing other things. So I'm only like 3/4 done with Distractable. Why do I have a what? Data is underreported for some dates, January 31st. What do you mean? I've never encountered this before. YouTube has a caution sign that's like on my analytics. I forgot in what game you can see the factory from the outside, but when you play new chapters, the place feels endless, kind of like Garten Banban. Still playing, can't believe Banban is a kindergarten. Yeah, no, I remember that. I think it was chapter 3, no, where there's a flashback. It might have been chapter 2, but I'm pretty sure it's during one of the hallucination sections of 3. You see the outside. We just keep going down. It's just, yeah, it feels very Garten Banban. That's a good way to put it. I wish it were not so. Poppy Playtime, it just has lost its splendor. It's just not. 3 was great. This one just really sucked. I think that's what it is. I think the problem is that chapter 3 wasn't like anything in it wasn't groundbreaking, but it was still really good, so it was fine. But chapter 4, the fact that it was actively like bad showed me that like Poppy Playtime isn't actually really anything special. It's just like any other mascot horror, and if it's not really good, then it's bad. It doesn't have anything going for it. It's not like I don't know, it's not like FNAF, I think, where it's like if there I don't know, like Security Breach wasn't a good game, but it's FNAF. Like FNAF is, you know, for better or for worse, it just is going to have a lot of appeal because it's FNAF, and that's how it is for me. I don't know how it is for you guys, but I grew up watching FNAF, so it's just so deeply ingrained into my brain and memories that even though Security Breach was awful, I still love that game. That game is awesome, despite the fact that it's so bad. It also keeps adding new villains. Might have been better if chapter 4 reintroduced an older character. Yeah, I agree with that too, which is like, I think Catnap was good. I mean, I think Catnap did still come out of nowhere mostly, but at least in the lore of things, it did sort of make sense. It was just like this idea that, oh, Catnap was just really far underground with all the orphans and stuff. So like he was you had to take a gondola to get there. So it makes sense that he was also helping the prototype, which means that he would be farther down. So that makes sense. But the idea of okay, I'm gonna say something, and I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I do think that the idea of the TV, Dr. Sawyer, the TV guy, that did make sense to me. Like, I can see that being a villain, that makes sense, but why wasn't he the villain of the whole chapter? It's like, they acted like he was going to be the main villain, and then he like didn't really show up much, and then you just kind of killed him, and then Doey ended up being the final boss, the final boss fight pretty much, which is just like stupid. It's just like, he could have been a good villain, but they didn't do anything with him. So I don't like Doey being a villain, because he's like this important character that's really helpful and like really strong and stuff, but he shows up, he's a bad villain. Why did they do that? I think they did it because they were like, oh, it'd be a cool twist, guys. Yeah, but don't sacrifice the integrity of the narrative for a twist. That is always, well, I mean, like 99% of the time, that's a bad idea. Because I think the whole narrative has to be structured around the twist if you're going to do that. It still has to make sense. A twist is not satisfying if it's just for the sake of it being a twist. A twist is satisfying when you find out like the entire narrative was actually revolving around this person instead of another person, right? Like, if the Ollie being the prototype wasn't so obvious, that would be a good twist, because all of chapter 3 and 4, well, at least all of chapter 3 and parts of chapter 4 revolved around Ollie being helpful to you. But like, since it was so obvious, it didn't really matter. But even if we didn't see it coming, it would have been a good twist. Doughman being a villain, that's not a good twist. That's just like, oh no, your friend is the bad guy now. Get him. That's my opinion on the matter, though. A twist is good when it's Disney's Coco. Yes. Yeah. Actually, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it, Neff, right? It is. It's when it actually. It's when it restructure, or it's when it provides a new perspective on the existing narrative that was already there. It's like it doesn't pull something out of nothing. It reorients your perspective, and you're like, oh shit, it was like this the whole time. You know, that's when it's good. How you doing, Nefrit? Welcome to Super Maya Super Secret Stream. That's what the SMSS stands for. SMSSS stands for. I'm alive, I guess that's about it. Yeah, well, fair enough. Being alive is good. Being alive is always good. I'm looking in the Discord real quick. Oh. Nefart, have you been here for the last one of these? It's really just a thing to hang out for like an hour on Mondays. So, you got anything to say or ask questions? Shoot. No? Yeah, that's about it. I already explained it, but it's just, yeah. I show up for an hour. I've allotted an hour of time on Mondays, and I show up, and if anyone shows up, I speak with them and talk with them, and if no one shows up, I just hang out with myself for an hour, and then when the stream ends, it's over. My thought process behind it is that I want to add some more community to this, and I don't want to fake it. So like if no one shows up, and it's like, I'll look at my phone for an hour. But I want to give the opportunity for anyone who does want to talk. So I don't know. I think that's a good idea. Maybe it's not. I haven't given it all the thought in the world, but I've given it some thought. I'm glad my oh, also, okay, well, it is, I guess I do like talking about things too. I always have a lot of things to talk about, so I do I do like rambling about things. Have you played the Outlast Trials? No, I've seen some stuff about it, but I always thought it was just, I assumed it was slop. Is it actually good or bad? Or I didn't like, I thought it was just like another Dead by Daylight clone thing, where it was, but it was like, hey guys, we're gonna use the Outlast IP to make our own Dead by Daylight / Resident Evil verse thing, or whatever, you know, or not Phasmophobia, that's not one. Have you played it? Do you like it? It's really good. It's not multiplayer in those ways. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I haven't played it. What is it like? I'm looking at it on Steam here, but I still don't really understand. Are you lost, lonely, poor, confused? We want you! AI-generated disclosure. The developers describe how the game uses AI-generated content like this. Throughout the development of our game, we may leverage AI-based tools to assist our team in content creation. Please rest assured that what you see in the game reflects the creativity and hard work of our team. Examples may include pictures and/or posters used in some of the environments. Well, it doesn't say that they didn't just AI-generate the photos and posters, to be fair. I mean, I don't really care, but I'm sure it's done in a tasteful way. I mean, it looks nice. It looks nice, but I don't know. I haven't played it. Let's see. What games have I wanted to play? I wanted to play House. I think I still have that game. Do I did I ever buy that game? I mean, I need to play, I need to finish Crow Country. I probably am going to do that I don't know if I'll finish it tonight, but I will probably play some Crow Country tonight because I started that series and it's still like in January. And I don't know what exactly happened, but I just never got around to finishing it. I think it just me side and Poppy Playtime just took up all my time and energy. So I literally did not have an opportunity to play more of it. You basically have to go through trials with Outlast mechanics movement. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's fun, especially if you actually play it with a group. It's pretty unique and uses the IP very well. No, very cool. All right. Well, I'll take a look at it. I'll watch some gameplay or something, just out of curiosity. Basically, you have to go through, yeah. I don't remember what the Outlast mechanics are. All I remember about the Outlast mechanics is the camera mechanic and the battery mechanic. What other mechanics were there? Maybe Outlast 2 had some mechanics. I don't remember anything about Outlast 2. I remember Outlast 1. Excuse me, I'm a little sick, by the way. You probably can hear it in my voice, but Outlast 2 was so forgettable. Outlast 1 was like a classic. I don't know. Oh, I also want to play Darkwood. I want to play Darkwood. I want to play Don't Escape 4. These are all on my list. I need to finish Faith. It's been so long since I played chapter 1 of Faith. Night Vision. Oh, that's right. The whole game's in Night Vision. You just put it in better words than what I was thinking. I have to go blah 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 blah. Night Vision. The lack of fighting back, sliding from Outlast 2, vaulting, general movement, and just the way the enemies behave, I suppose. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I think it's got that Outlast spin on it. It feels like Outlast, maybe. That's good. Just like big Outlast feel to it, which is good since Outlast 1 had good feeling movement. Yes, that's true. I saw a little bit of Jacksepticeye playthrough of House. It's kind of just the back room. It's kind of just the back room X Doom. Well, we might not be talking about the same game. I don't know what House you're talking about, but I'm talking about House where you play as the little girl and there's several different ways to beat the game, and your father comes home, and the point of the game is to, I guess, like, stop your dad before he gets home because he's actually a horrible monster, and then he kills you if you don't prepare properly. That's the House I'm talking about. I also think I want to play Granny, which is funny. It might sound funny, but I have a specific reason. I actually really liked Granny 1 when, like, I really liked watching other people play it when it first came out, and it's been so long since I've seen anyone play it that I kind of would like to give it my own shot. I don't know about the like Granny 2, Granny 3, Granny 4. Those are probably just like cash grab things. They're probably not that good. Yeah, right? Like Granny unironically is pretty cool. That's how I feel about it. It's actually, I don't know why. It's just, at least the first one I think is pretty good. If you ever want to play Outlast Trials, you should probably wait for a sale since it always goes on full sale. Okay, or full 50%. Yeah, I'll wish list it. I'll keep it on my wish list, and so it'll tell me. Granny 2 isn't that good because the house is very small, but 3 is much better. Okay. How does 3 compare to 1? Never mind, it's a different game. Yeah, don't worry, not a try hard. I mean, if it's when a game is called House, I'm sure there's a lot of games called House. So fair enough. What was I doing? Oh, putting Outlast Trials on my wish list. Just so that it tells me when. Just so it tells me when it goes on sale. Hard to compare it to 1 since 1 is just the definitive Granny game. Granny fans say 3 is better, but I think they're all wrong. Well, fair enough. I guess maybe I'll have to play 2 and 3 then. I definitely want to play 1. Is there, by the way, is there a remaster of 1? Or is it is it one of those things where like there is a remaster, but you just want to play the original? There's a game called Project Readjusted 3. What's that? Is that on Steam? Is that Granny related? What is that? Project Readjusted. Not on Steam. I will look somewhere else. I know a mod for one that adds cool stuff. All the remasters are bad. Project Readjusted 3 is just a FNAF game. Oh, that's right. That's right. Just a FNAF game. Whoa, that's not. Hold on. Hold on, Google. That's not what I typed. It went into Project Read, your AI-powered science reading platform. It's on Game Jolt. People in my school, for some reason, play Granny in class. Dude, Granny? Okay, Granny's sick. Also, Nephrite, thank you for helping me decide. I mean, I've decided on my own, but you've cleared my mind that Granny 1 original is what I want to play. Because I thought about it some more, and I was like, no, I think I just want to have like the... Because it'd be weird if the graphics weren't like the original and stuff. But I don't know. How's Project Readjusted 3? I have wanted to play a new FNAF game, by the way, recently. Oh, thank you for reminding me. One Night at Flumpty's 2 and 3. I gotta play those. I'm looking at Project Readjusted 3 though. Okay, let's see. Have I missed anyone's comments? Because things are going a little bit faster now. Mod Readjusted. They play Granny in class. It's on Game Jolt. Yep, I'm looking. I was a QA tester for the latest version of PR3. Nephrite, what is your unbiased opinion on it as a tester? If that is possible. Oh, you already told me. There you go. Oh no, you're talking about Granny. Heard the original Granny is better. Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine it is. I probably will play the original. The graphic mods honestly don't look that good. Trying to do Granny with Unreal Engine graphics just doesn't really fit. I agree with that. Yeah, I like the aesthetic of the first one, which I think 2 and 3 also have that aesthetic. Played it back at home, but I'm not there yet. Sluggish, are you talking about Granny or Project Readjusted 3? Thought it was just okay, lol, IDK. Are you testers for a lot of fan games? FNAF fan games? I got there. Sorry. I'm trying to multitask. Why does the... Okay, Project Readjusted 3's main splash screen on Game Jolt looks kind of sus to me for some reason. I don't know why. Surely I'm not the only one that feels this way, but it's just it looks a little sus. Thought it was okay. Project. Okay. Well, Sluggish, how did you enjoy it? You played it back at home? From what you did play, how did you like it? Some bigger ones, mainly Radiance. Is Radiance game developers, or is that a game? Isn't Radiance the ones that did Glitch Attraction? Am I wrong about that? No, that's Treasure Island. No, Radiance is an actual game. Huh. Who made the Glitched Attraction? Aren't they also called Radiance? No, they're called Powerline Studios. Why did I think they were called Radiance? I have the contacts needed to get on Junior's testing if I wanted. Hey, do it. Are you talking about Flipside? Nephrite, how do I get into contact with Juniors for Flipside for early access? Because I loved Juniors and I would love to play Flipside early. I know. Hey guys, can you believe it? I would love to play a FNAF game early so that I can get more views on it. More. Can you believe that? I mean, I'm sure I could just reach out to them, but let's see here. Didn't play it long enough to give a rating. That's fair enough, Sluggish. I appreciate that, and that is completely fair because I respect someone's ability to understand that they haven't formulated a complete opinion on it yet. So, fair enough. Radiance is Treasure Island, Chuck E. Cheese, and Five Nights to Remember. Oh, I played Chuck E. Cheese. I I started Treasure Island and then I ran into a bug. I could try Treasure Island again. Is Treasure, Nephrite, be honest with me. Can you be completely honest with me here? Oh, they'll be back. Never mind. I'll let you go. Come back and then I'll ask the question. You heard 3 was better than the previous project readjusted series. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll keep it up just in case. I have a lot of games to play and only so much time. I wish I had an editor. The only problem with an editor is I don't know if I trust them to do audio stuff. So if I had an editor, I would probably need to do, I would at least need to master it. I know we weren't talking about this, and we'll get back to the FNAF talk, but mastering, if you don't know, is like mixing is the initial thing where you're like putting different effects on different tracks and stuff, and then you're controlling volumes, and then mastering is like after you've already exported it and it's like one audio track, and then putting effects that affect the entire track and like the entire song or the entire video. That's what mastering is. I would at least need to master it, just because I've spent a lot of time doing it, so I wouldn't trust them to do it. Not that they're bad at it or anything. This make believe person that we're talking about don't want to hurt invisible people's feelings, of course. Let's see. Have you played or seen anything about Mindwave? I have not. What is Mindwave? Is that a Game Jolt thing? Mindwave. Is that Steam? Probably Steam. Mindwave, a game. Oh, this looks cool. Oh, have I seen this? I think I might have seen this. I mean, I haven't seen anyone play it. I think I've seen of it. I think, you know what I saw about this? I saw a YouTube video that was like, Mindwave, all secrets, all people, all sodas collected. I think that's what I've seen of it. Just that thumbnail. Is Mindwave good? Playthrough collections of rapid fire minigames formed in the minds of multiple color. Oh, is it just WarioWare? Oh, it is. It literally says like WarioWare. That's funny. All right, I'll download it. I'm dying. I don't know why. Sorry. I did say I was sick. I think I'm allergic to something. The last 2 days have had this thing where like my throat has been getting really tight, and in some of my videos, like when I'm editing, there are times when like I'm editing, or like when I was recording the video, I was encountering that problem, and when I went back to edit, I remember where that happened at, and I saw that my eyes had gotten really red, which is like a telltale sign of like allergies. But I don't think I'm allergic to, like, I didn't know I was allergic to anything. So I have to figure that out, because it's really uncomfortable. I just really tight throat all the time. Not all the time, but a lot. It's really good from what I've played. Very good. Well, I look forward to it. I've downloaded it. I may play it tonight if I have time. It is a demo. Is there an end to the demo, or do I just play it until I feel like I'm done playing? The art style, gameplay, and character designs are really cool. Yeah, or really good. Awesome. Very good. Oh, that's a good violin, I think. I don't know if it's a viola, violin, whatever it is, whatever string instrument that is, that's really nice. Lo-fi girl wants all my money. She wants all of my money. All $0 that I would make from this stream. By the way, I mentioned this before. and I'm gonna say this a lot, I guess, because this just like is the thesis of these streams. But I do want to generally keep these streams like more personal. So if I were, and it's obviously that, you know, I say this a lot, and I really, I always feel like I feel like I'm just letting ego out when I say this, and I promise you I'm not. But if I were ever to like get a lot more viewers or whatever, you know, something, if like there's a lot more people in these streams, if it gets a little overwhelming, I might end up making them members only streams. Obviously this is way down the road. I barely crack 100 viewers on videos these days. But if that ever does happen, I just do want to point out that I do want these streams to be more personal. So I would find a solution, right? If that ever does become a problem where it's just like I can't read chat for whatever reason because it's too fast. Not a problem now though, so don't worry about it. Don't worry, that's never gonna happen because I'm not that popular. I'm not cool enough for that to happen. There's a lot of replayability because there's multiple endless mode after the main game. Very good. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Multiple endless mode after the main game. Okay, so there's a main game. Okay, I'm back. Treasure Island is bad and getting a remake, so just wait for that. Okay. All right, fair enough. Thank you. I appreciate the honesty. That is going to help me a lot and not waste my time. Thank you. Off to other games to play. Does it feel like anyone else that there's sort of like a game rut right now? Like there's plenty of games, but none of them are like very good. And it's like not every game has to be good, but it feels like a lot of the games just don't have a lot of heart in them. Like, I don't know. When I first started YouTube, I was playing games when there was like a lot of games that like, I don't know, they felt alive. They just felt good. But these days they just feel kind of sloppy, you know? Past 5 years have had no good games. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. And maybe the reason I felt like there were good games when I started out was because I had, you know, when I started my YouTube channel, I hadn't played any games yet. So I had the ability to just go play whatever games I wanted to. So I was able to play the games with heart, right? So I didn't have to play all the bad slop games that just came out that were recent. For example, Help Wanted 1. I played Help Wanted 1 on my channel. That series did very good by my standards. And even though that game like was really old, but it was just like that was a game that it's a good game. Help Wanted 1's a good game. These days I struggle though to find games that are good. I cannot. I'll say it. All right. I mean no. I do not mean any shade towards Markiplier, but he uploaded a video of him playing this game called like Pretend It's Not There, and I can't believe he played that game. It's fine, but it's just like the only good thing about that video was like Markiplier. Like the game wasn't very good in my opinion. It was fine, but it just didn't feel like it felt like there were so many other games Mark could play. But it's like, it's not up to me. He can play whatever he wants to. However, I still stand by the fact that it's like, I went to play that game and halfway through the game, I was like, this isn't going to make a good video. And then I stopped playing it. And then I saw him upload it and I was like, okay, maybe I missed something. Arizona Sunshine remake. Let me look. Where's that at? Arizona Sunshine remake. This looks cool. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't mean this in a negative way. This is how it looks to me. This game looks like the mobile ads. You know what I mean? It looks like the mobile ads. Which isn't bad. It's like this is the game all the mobile games have been talking about. I found it. Queso plays a lot of mid games and carries every video by just being Queso, and the games are funny bad sometimes too, which helps. Yeah, but see, that's fine. Like, if the game is funny bad, like, that's fine. But, wait, this game is a VR? Oh, you have to play VR in this game. But yeah, if they're funny bad, then it's good. But it's when they're like just actually mid and nothing else, when that's the problem. The mobile ads these days are terrible. Yeah, I haven't ran into too many of them because I've been using YouTube Premium, and YouTube Premium is a fantastic. It's the best like $100 I've ever spent. Ads on YouTube on mobile are so bad. There's so many of them. And then YouTube Premium, no ads ever. It's great. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. Mid is the worst a game could be. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because it's just like there's nothing, right? And that's part of the reason why like I've taken acting classes, and I put a large effort on like getting the audio good, and like focusing on the video editing, and like my performance in the video, because you know, I guess at the end of the day, you can still make a video good if you just make the video good yourself. Like if you're funny and comedic and have good timing. But sometimes that's hard, okay? Listen, guys, I'm not that funny. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm not that funny. And I'm working on it. I'm trying to get funnier. It's hard to be funny. So like when a game is not good, I'm just like, I am fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my life in those videos. There's this one horror game that costs $300 and it's terrible. Yeah, that reminds me of like the Steam bundles that are like $1,000, and then they're like 100 games in them that are all terrible slop, but it's like discounted. So it looks like it's like 97% off, and you're getting like 100 games, but they're all like literally shovelware type thing. It's hard when the game gives you just nothing. Yeah, another good point. When there's nothing when there's just nothing, you literally can't make it funny at that point, because it's like there's nothing to do. There's nothing to say. So you just go quiet, or you start yapping about ridiculous, stupid stuff like I do. I really let the ADHD beast out whenever I'm recording. That's the only way I know how to make it kind of watchable. You know, some people might disagree, but you know, I think it's fine. At the end of the day, I just got to make me the funniest I can be while still being me, because I don't want to become someone else to be funny, because I don't need to do that. I already have the capability of being funny as me. So, but it takes work, and it's just a lot of work, which I'm fine with. Okay, we're wrapping up here in a couple minutes. These are only an hour long, and I need to go record some stuff because I don't have all the time in the world. I wish I could stay here and chat more, but get your final questions in or comments and stuff. I'll be back next Monday. I plan on doing these every Monday for as long as I can do that. And I did also think about this while you guys are putting your final comments in, or questions or whatever. I did realize this before, that the things that these streams are based off of, which is Markiplier's Monday Mixers, it did dawn on me that I'm also doing them on Monday, but I actually didn't base that off of the fact that he does them on Monday. I legitimately gave it some thought and was like, Mondays are the best time to do it. So I guess great minds think alike. So that's just ended up what happened. No, DJ Blackout, you've come too late. Yeah, it's DJ Blackout. It's the end of the stream. I'm only here for an hour. No. Blackout, I have these streams on every Monday at 7 p.m. I guess for an hour. So you can go back and, I mean, it'll be up when it's done, but you're just a little too late. Can I give you $50? No. Win cheeseburger? What do you mean win cheeseburger? What cheeseburger? What are you talking about? What cheeseburger? I looked up cheeseburger on Steam. There's no game called Cheeseburger. You lie. You lie. It's okay. It's all right, DJ. I will be back. I mean, I also upload videos, so, you know, you'll see me there too. But if you want to, it's food. Yeah, I know. But you want to catch me live, you'll have to do it next week. So, unfortunate. All right, guys. I'm going to wait on... No, never mind. He already said that. All right. Well, I gave enough time, probably. I'll wait a couple more seconds just in case not a tryharder is trying to say something. But I'm going to go record Crow Country, I guess, is what I'm going to do. I don't know for sure, but this was fun. I enjoyed talking with you guys. I like these. They're fun. Even though I've only done 2. All right. Later. Do I do an outro? Thanks so much for watching. What is Markiplier's? I don't know. Anyway, it's time to go. See you guys later. Goodbye. Have a good one. Thanks for sticking by. Sticking around. Sticking by. Coming by. Goodbye. I'm leaving now. Goodbye.